Hello guys and girls, yes, Bloodbraid Elf is back. Not only with Jace the Mind Sculptor, but we got Bloodbraid as well. So welcome to this week's Deck Tech. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give the old video a smashing like as well. That really does help support the channel for free. So without further ado, let's take a look at this week's deck. So here is the deck, guys, in all its glory. Red-green Bloodbraid Elf. Ponza-ish, I say, because it's not a true Ponza deck. It does have land destruction, but we're missing like the Munvalis. I can never pronounce that word, but you know the card I mean, the 4-mana green destructing land card that Ponza does play. Now this is not a cheap deck, very in contrast to last week's deck. $1,032. It's crazy expensive, but it is modern. 604 tickets on MTGO with my sponsors, Mana Traders. So this deck, what is it based around? It is based around the newly unbanned Bloodbraid Elf. Haste 3/2, has Cascade, costs 2, a red and a green. If you don't know the Cascade mechanic, you can see it on screen now. It's when you cast a spell, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a card, a non-land card that is, that costs less. Now, this is obviously why we didn't have Munvali in the deck, because it costs 4. So the deck is sort of, you know, manipulated around 3 mana costing cards, with the exception of Chandra and obviously Bloodbraid itself. So let's start taking a look at the first creatures. Everything is going to be in mana order here, and we're starting off with 4 Birds of Paradise. This can tap for any colour. I went for the 4/2 with Noble Hierarch, because Noble Hierarch obviously only taps for the green for us, but the Exalted trigger is very good. We all know how good Noble Hierarch is. It's a cracking card, but to keep the cost down a tad, not that it really matters when it's over $1,000, Birds of Paradise there is a 4 of, but I do actually prefer a 4 of that in this deck. Like I said, a couple of Noble Hierarchs as well for the mana. 6 mana ramps there, different to the normal Ponza decks that would usually run about 10 because it runs Utopia Scrolls and stuff like that. But I found definitely in testing that this is enough, and when we played it on stream the other day, this was definitely enough, and it was such a fun deck. So Scavenging Ooze there is as a 2 of. It's hard I needed to find out the mana curve, and it was hard finding really good creatures that would fit the sort of deck for 2 mana. They are being Scavenging Ooze and Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf bumps that price up, but what a creature it is. You know, probably the best 2-drop creature in Modern. Some might say yes, some might say no, but to me it probably is. Its power is equal to the number of card types among cards in all graveyards, so it can be as big as it, it can be up to, I think it's a 7/8 as maximum it can be for 2 mana. Great card, and it really can help us put pressure on. You play your Bloodbraid Elf, you might get a Tarmogoyf. It could come down, as a massive creature, and it's really good. So then we go for the destruction of the deck, the Ponza pass of the deck. We've got Blood Moons as a 4 of there. We do run a lot of green creatures, but we run enough forest that it doesn't really, affect us too badly. And Blood Moon with the rise of Tron and decks like that, Blood Moon is just going to be a great card, which is why a lot of people are going to be playing Ponza at the moment with the way the meta is. Looking at last week's tournaments, Tron was everywhere, mono green Tron. But I thought I'd come up with something great here. We're having Ponza with with Bloodbraid Elf. I come across a couple of decks that did the same sort of thing when I was playing my stream the other day, and it was really funny to come up again. I was like, I thought I'd come up with something on my own, and it's literally everyone has sort of had the same idea. Ponza obviously is not the same idea, but I thought by adding the Bloodbraid in, but we all had different configurations and stuff like that, but we all had the sort of same idea. So Stone Rain is there as well as a 4. We can destroy other target lands. And we also have a 3 of Molten Rain, which we play instead of the Munvali. This can obviously do damage as well, 2 damage if it's a non-basic land, but it does destroy target land as well for us. Tireless Tracker is there. We run 8 fetches, really good. Build this up, card draw for us. Tireless Tracker, really good 3 mana creature. And Eternal Witness is there as a 2 of as well, to maybe fetch back one of those Stone Rains, something else. I've been using different interactions with this, playing Eternal Witness, putting Chandra down, doing the plus, getting back your Bloodbraid Elf, playing it in the same turn. The interactions that this deck can have are so fun and very, very powerful. We then go on to one of our Planeswalkers. Like I said, we do run 2 Chandras that you'll see in a minute. We've got a one of Nissa, Voice of Zendikar. We do run a hell of a lot of creatures. If nothing else, this is going to put down the 0/1 blockers, and then maybe we'll be able to buff our creatures with the +1/1s. If we get to the -7, I've never got there yet with this deck, but it's still, you know, it's a one of, it goes in there and it does a job. Kitchen Finks, gain life. We're going to need the life. There's lots of aggro around as well. Kitchen Finks will come in, you can play it off your Bloodbraid, another card that can be played off the elf, and obviously the interaction of this is when it comes in, you gain some life. It has persist, so when they kill it, it can come back and gain you some more life. So the main card what the deck is built around is Bloodbraid Elf. It's there, of course, as a 4 of. We want to cascade into lots and lots of great spells if we can. Chaining these off would be amazing. I've not managed to do 2 on a trot yet when I've been in late game. You know, maybe you'd be able to do that once. If you do that, let me know what you do. Sometimes, you know, I've had a bad pull-off or I've pulled a Birds of Paradise, but we do run only 6 of those Mana Dorks. If we run the full 10, the chances are that we would be pulling them a lot more with Bloodbraid. But this, you know, we're not a dedicated ramp deck. We're not ramping into a lot of big stuff like Infernal Titan and stuff like that. So Bloodbraid Elf does the job here, comes down with aggro. Sometimes if you've just got the Noble Hierarch and it's coming down, you know, just attacking by itself, attacking with a 4/3 can be very good as well. The last cards in the main deck, apart from the lands obviously, is Chandra, Torch of Defiance. We've got this as a 2 of. Great Planeswalker, very strong. We've got enough creatures here sometimes just to protect this to get to the emblem, and then once you get the emblem on Chandra, it's very hard to lose sometimes. I have lost with it, I will say. I think it was against Storm I lost with it when I got the emblem. I was like, yes, right, here we go, and then Storm just did what Storm did and comboed off and beat me to death. So the land base is pretty simple. We're looking at fetch lands. We got 4 of Windswept Heath, 4 of the Wooded Foothills. We got the playset of Stomping Grounds, and then a mixture of forests and mountains. Thinking about possibly bringing in some Field of Ruins, maybe Ghost Squad. Let me know what you think about that, whether you think that the land base could be touched up a little bit. But yeah, this is the way it is at the moment. So we're going to get on to the sideboard now. Sideboard is, we've got a couple of Pithing Needle there. That's going to help us against very awkward Planeswalkers. Put that down turn 1 if we get a chance to. Maybe name that Liliana, something else, maybe even, you know, Jace the Mind Sculptor, that is back, so we will need to help, you know, we need help against that. But we got the Bloodbraid hopefully for that as well. We've got a couple of Abrade. I do like Abrade. 3 damage to target creature or destroy target artifact. Very versatile. Ancient Grudges there. We can do the flashback as well because we're red-green. Destroy some more artifacts. I felt like, you know, sideboards are always up for debate. If you want to put something in that suits your meta, please do that. This is just obviously what I've been coming up against on MTGO and, you know, meta around me. So this is why my sideboard is built. Magus the Moon there comes in. It's a 2/2 creature in case we need more creatures. Magus the Moon will turn those non-basic lands into mountains. Bit more disruptive. Nice card. Kitchen Finks, just as that extra 1 of, good against aggro. We might need that extra touch of life. And there's a Beast Within there as well that gets us destroy target permanent. Good again, you know, better off giving them a 3/3 maybe than a Liliana the Veil or Jace the Mind Sculptor, something like that. Better off destroying it and giving them a little 3/3. So the final 4 cards in our sideboard. We have Thrun the Last Troll. Great against control. Really good card. Couple of Obstinate Balofs. And we've got a Hazarat the Fervent, the standard all-star. I'm going to put in this deck because sometimes we do run out of cards. And I feel like this would be a very good card. Obviously, it could be Path to Exile, but, you know, many creatures can be. But this, haste, indestructible. Sometimes we've got no cards in hand. This could be the final finishing move that we need. The Ballof will gain us even more life. Good against discard. And Thrun just can be regenerated and obviously can't be countered and has hexproof. These can come in just in case the Bloodbraid, maybe we want, you know, you take out your Bloodbraids because you want to change a different package, go more red-green, aggro monstery kind of deck. This is what these cards are in for, in case you want to change up your plan. So that's this week's deck tech, guys. I really like my brew here. It's, you know, I took the Ponza shell that is very famous, added in a few different cards that I thought would make the deck stronger, incorporating the Bloodbraid Elf and bringing in lots of 3 mana cost spells. it's a really, really strong deck. Yes, it's expensive, but, you know, if you want to compete, sometimes you do need that expensive deck. You can play cheap decks like we did last week. The 1.5 ticket UW Windy Flyers in Standard. That has the evasion. That can be very competitive as well. But, you know, sometimes you need to step it up a bit. If you've got these cards in your collection, give it a go. I really would suggest it. You'll have lots of fun cascading with the Bloodbraid Elf. Anyway, guys, thanks again for watching. Don't forget, if you're new to us, hit that subscribe button and knock that little bell just so you never miss a video from Total MTG. I really do appreciate all your views. Sorry my voice was a bit cracked this week. You know my voice has been croaky. I've been saying it on Twitter if you've been following me on there. It's been a struggle to get stuff out, but I just had to get this deck out this week just so you can see it and hopefully have fun playing it if you do. Anyway, take care again, guys. I'll see you on the next video.